Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Stock Talk on June 26th. It's 4:06 p.m. Eastern Time. Today we're going to do Stock Talk a little bit differently. I'm not going to have a camera on this time, so just let me know how well you guys like this compared to other Stock Talks. Of course, I did go live earlier today without a camera, so hopefully you enjoyed that. If you didn't catch that, you can catch a recording of that. So this was during intraday, during live market trading. I started a live stream on YouTube, so you can find that on my channel. In the meantime, we always start with SPY, which tracks general market movement. We then follow that up with commodities, and finally we talk about tickers. And of course, there is a trading course that I'm developing right now, and that will talk about entry, exit positions, the patterns that I see. How did you identify, or how did I identify entry points into the markets yesterday? All that covered and much more in the course that I'm developing. So let's get started. SPY on the 180-day chart, and we've seen that SPY has held a 271 support, right? This is pretty evident, shown by this white line. And you guys can see that yesterday we formed some very nice reversal candles. These are tail candles that could signify a possible support. Doesn't have to be a support, but we know that this is an active support line, and one could trade based off of this pattern. Looking at the 20-day 1-hour chart I showed you guys yesterday as well, you guys can see these tail candles that were made yesterday, and these candles signify a potential area to trade with. And you guys can see that if we traded here, at the very least on the 180-day chart, we can trade to the 20 period moving average, or the 20 EMA line. That's where our exit would be. So in the meantime, there's a couple of things that I'm seeing right now. Sure, the markets went up a little bit today, but here we're looking at the 180-day chart, and here's what I'm thinking for the next few days. So we have a support here. However, we weren't able to cross the 20 EMA line, right? So there's two possibilities. One is I do believe that this is a really strong support. So one could think that, surmise that it could come down again tomorrow, perhaps even dip a little lower than that, but it might come down tomorrow to that area and then start recovering that direction. That's the first option that could happen. Now, it might recover intraday. It might take another day to recover. The time span is what the markets tell us. Or we can see a continuation move like this to the upside. So this is very similar to scenarios that I pointed out in the past, because we said that the markets are generally more bullish in nature given our specific pattern. So this up move, not too surprising from the support. What's more important is how the markets move tomorrow. Are we going to get past the 20 EMA and cross it and close above it on the 4-hour candles? Or are we going to come down and retest the support? Now, the most probable scenario, in my opinion, is coming down to retest the support, because that's how markets like to confirm that we are in fact in a reversal pattern. So far, this is just looking like a regular retracement back, but we did have some nice tail candles. Hopefully, we can make something similar tomorrow. Looking at TVIX for volatility, we talked about this yesterday. Do not get into a trade, or I would not recommend getting a trade if you're planning for a swing trade, because just as fast that volatility can go up 30% yesterday, it can fall just as quickly. Doesn't mean that it has to fall 30% today, but what I said was there's a potential for it to fall 10%. So you can imagine if you got in at any point over here, right, you didn't even have a chance to get out until pre-market or during market open, at which point your account size would have been down around like 6% already, so this is just something to watch out for. Volatility could be day traded, but certainly after a 30% move, in my opinion, coming down, we want to trade against volatility, not with volatility. So that's what I'm seeing on TVIX. We see that there's the resistance right here at $55.10, and now we're back here. Sure, we can do a double peak right here tomorrow and then come back down, but this is not something that I would be playing right now. All right, looking at /CL, tracking crude oil futures. What an incredible stretch for crude oil. Crude oil had a resistance at 69.42. We see that surged above another 3.5% increase nearly today. So what are we looking for? The next major resistance is the next major peak, 72.9, and this puts crude oil in a very bullish situation. Doesn't have to do a double peak because, as a matter of fact, we take a look at the 3-year chart, just zooming out. Actually, this line was put in after the 10-year chart. So if you guys take a look at the 10-year chart, this was the previous support, and it should be acting as a new resistance. That point is 76.49. We are $6 away. The closer we get to that area, the closer we're looking for crude oil to start reversing back down. And this time, that reversal will be a significant margin, and at that point we would look into get into drip or DWT. But for now, we have to be pro crude oil as we get up there, right? We're managing to push this high, and there's a good chance, in my opinion, to break this high and even go higher. So the ticker to get into, in my opinion, and of course these are just thoughts, they're not recommendations, they're not telling you what to do, but it looks like crude oil has been bouncing off the 20 moving average, right? Here's the 20 EMA, and now we're going back up. Crude oil UWT continues to be a good buy, in my opinion. GUSH, so GUSH has been holding this 200 period moving average red line as the support, and you guys can see that we're getting wedged in by this ascending triangle, certainly a nice pattern, and it looks like a pattern that could potentially break out. Am I going to play this pattern? Probably not, but this is just something for you guys to be aware of if you guys are in GUSH. So we talked about drip in stock in the live stream, so I'm not going to go over drip. It's pretty much doing the opposite of GUSH, as you guys know. Let's take a look at /NG tracking natural gas futures. Natural gas futures, very predictable pattern. Now, what are we seeing now? We're actually seeing some, you see this higher low in the more recent term. This is a little more even better for natural gas. We said that natural gas has had a higher high plus higher low plus a consolidation pattern between 2.986 and the support 2.896, and now we're on the way up. So what's the ticker that we all want to look for? The ticker is UGAZ, right guys? So here's UGAZ, or natural gas. What a great pattern to play this. This is a what percentage move? You guys could have gotten a 6% move off of this pattern how many times? Many, many times. You could have caught this at least twice, but of course, you guys got in. If you guys got in around 63 and change, we said that your exit point would be around $67 or $68 and change. Very predictable pattern, and we expect this natural gas to continue to climb to the resistance area. All right, looking at /GC tracking gold futures. Gold futures is doing what we've expected to do again. I mean, just these, I'm not making these lines up. I'm not kind of talking out of my ears. Just refer to my previous videos, and we've been talking about gold, right? And all these trends, basically. Gold has been continuously declining. We said that this was not a pattern of reversal. Of course, this will be taught in the course, like how do you identify patterns of reversal, but you guys can see that this is just a continuation move to the downside, and we talked about that. And 1248, right? 1249, that's the next support. So exactly. So I mean, this doesn't function as support. We are expecting gold to continue to fall. No positions in JNUG. If you're in JDST, I think you may be okay, but the potential for profit is little. You guys can see JDST's, edging up just a little bit, but it's just not something I'm actively participating in. I'm going to take a look at a couple of personal tickers for you guys. Tesla, I think some of you guys wanted to look at Tesla. On the 3-year chart, we do see a bull flag pattern similar to what AMD developed, but it's a little later to emerge because of market conditions last week. But you can see that today we actually pulled a great night 3 close at 342, pretty positive. So what happened? I went back into Tesla today, given that what? Well, we were looking at a couple of trends. Here's the boxed area more recently, right? This boxed area represented a critical support. Now, was this a support? You guys can see that we fell under the support, and then we reconfirmed the support. We recaptured the support right here. So I did enter when we recaptured the support. This is something I'm going to be monitoring as markets, if and when markets do start pushing up. This is something I'll be actively monitoring, but I do know when I'm wrong, I know where to stop loss out, right? So that's the whole point of your risk management. All right, taking a look at IQ. This is the last personal one that I want to take a look at, and a lot of you guys are talking about IQ as well. Looking at the 180-day chart, we see that IQ has been continuously falling down to this area, and then we rebounded to the 20 EMA line, the light blue line. So you guys can see that there's a couple scenarios that can play out. One scenario, which is a little less likely in my opinion, is just this move up. This is a more volatile stock, so this is something, you know, to actively monitor. But the other scenario is a continuation to the downside. But you know, this is again something I'm very curious about, because you can imagine company went IPO here during late March. We don't have enough information to gather to see what actually, you know, what this stock will actually do. So it could very well keep going higher. You know, it just depends on what happens tomorrow, of course. All right, let's take a look at some of your comments. K9, welcome back to the channel. Can I get your opinion on Wells Fargo, please? So if you could just call out the tickers next time, so I'll know which tickers to look at. In this case, I'm just going to take a look at WFC. So Wells Fargo, look at this box area, right? We talked about how this is the resistance area, and look, you guys asked me to analyze it, I believe, around here, and I drew in the box saying that this is the resistance, don't go in, and now we're on the decline. So there's a couple of trends. We are making this higher low, you guys can see that, but we broke it. You broke it. The 180-day trend now, where this is acting as a resistance. Certainly not a good pattern to go into. This looks like a declining pattern, breaking out of its pattern, and that is not that great. So I would not go into this one. As a matter of fact, I can see more downside to come. This is more like a bear flag pattern playing out to the downside. All right. Prashanth, hey, welcome back. Tango Tango. Do you do this analysis as your full-time profession? No, so this is not my full-time profession, but I am sharing my knowledge as, you know, because this is something I enjoy doing, and yeah, so doing it for you guys and for myself as well. So, all right, LRCX. Here's our LRCX. I think we've looked at this one on every day, every chart, and we said that this was a nice pattern, but we're looking for a pattern of reversal. This looks much better. Okay, so you guys can see that we did some sort of double bottom, and this is actually, in my opinion, you know, this is if you want to take a position, this could be a potential time to take a position if you wanted to. This is the sign we were looking for, a sign of reversal in this boxed area. We see that on the 3-year chart, it's been forming this flag pattern, and you guys can see that. And then, of course, this is a weekly candle, so this hasn't fully formed, but surely we are at the support, and this is a pretty good sign. I do like it. All right, so that's Ben. Thank you for your comment. K9. So, you got another one? Okay, so I only tackle one ticker per. So if you can post another ticker in this video, that'd be awesome, and I'll tackle that one just to make things a little quicker for everyone. Lucas, can't wait to see how the markets play out today, and for the Facebook group to start soon. So yeah, there is a Facebook group I'm making that will come out in July, and I'll tell you guys more about it as it is getting launched, so be on the lookout for that. Eric, can you look at FRAC? Sure, so here we go, FRAC. Okay, we've looked at this one in the past. Here's the weekly chart. Let's look at the yearly chart. You can see, what is this, right? This is a continuous decline. This support is not acting as a support, 1337. This is a continuation move to the downside, and there is really nothing you can trade at right now since it's holding below the 20-period moving average. We're looking for support at 1278. We're not there yet. This is just a wait-and-see area, so because this is a pattern of active decline, we're not going to go in right now. I agree this is something we can watch daily, but not right now. Okay, we're still holding below the 20 EMA line. All right, the Giants, I bought IQ today expecting it to go up tomorrow. Great job, Rico. Yeah, you have been doing some really incredible trades, accurate trades, and this is something that I really like, and great job seeing that. So, all right, Addy Boy, this is the last ticker I'm tackling, and Addy Boy, I apologize. I went over AE yesterday instead of AEP, and AEP went up 0.39% today. So let's take a look at this really quick. All right, okay. Yeah, so looking at the 3-year chart, we do see, you know, this is uptrending, right? This is uptrending, but more recently, we started breaking this trend. Look at this 150 simple moving average, the orange line acting as support, and then all of a sudden, we broke down, and then we formed a reversal candle here at the 200 moving average, and now we're coming back up. So okay, so there's a couple scenarios. One, there's sure there's potential for it to continue to go higher, but the risk is a little bit too great in my opinion. I think you could have played this move, right? Once you saw the reversal candle, you could have played this move to the upside. But now that we're nearing this resistance, the 50 SMA line, which has acted as resistance here, we're so close to it. I'm less inclined to get into this one unless we actively close a weekly close above this candle, like 71.56. That's when I would consider getting into this one. But for now, because we're getting etched in this descending, more near-term descending pattern, I don't want to participate in this one right now. So, and with that, thank you so much for joining me in today's Stock Talk. Like if you like this video. I do see all the likes, right? So, I look at the channel and I look at your comments. I look like everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys do enjoy this, just please put a like button. I don't, get profit off of this or anything, so this is just doing it for you guys. And of course, I'll see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, for another Stock Talk. Let me know if you guys like it without the camera or with the camera. I'm just doing it because so there's less lag or better quality audio. So yeah, and in the meantime, subscribe to this channel, of course, if you like this content, and I will see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, for yet another Stock Talk. Until then, I'll see you later.